Hello. Hopefully you can't hear my fan too much. If you do, please tell me. But anyways, last time we finished the enemy AI and also made it possible to play using a gamepad. So let's just start this server. So now we just need to implement the air bases so the aircraft carrier can shoot airplanes. and I mean, like, so airplanes can come out of the aircraft carrier or airbase. And we would also want some sort of anti-air, and also a tutorial level, and also sound and music stuff. So yeah, hopefully you can get as much of that done today as possible. So let's just go to the web page. So yeah, you can see that there is something there. For some reason I'm not being shot at. That's weird. There we go. I think I just killed it with the missile. Yeah. So anyways, let's start by having the aircraft carrier in the bottom spawn some enemy airplanes. So first of all, we would want it to not spawn an enemy airplane at the beginning. So where am I doing that? Probably in the start function, I presume. Yes, let's remove this. And then for every level, we would want a total number of airplanes. We would want the aircraft carrier to spawn, or airbase. So we'll just do let airplanes equals 1. So that'll be 1 by default. And I think it would make sense if it spawned an amount of airplanes equal to the level you're on. So let's just do airplanes equals the level. And then the airbase thing. Oh, where is it? Here it is. So we would want to, hold on. So we would probably want to calculate the number of frames. So this dot frames equals 0. Then we'll increment this every frame. So this dot frames plus plus. And that will increment it every frame. Anyways, so now we should check if this dot frames modulus maybe 600, and we'll test if that is equal to 0. So that will be true every 600 frames, which means this will run the code inside every 600 frames. So anyways, let's do radar objects dot push new enemy, and then we'll put it at this dot x and this dot y. Then we would also need some sort of rotation. So I think it would make sense to, what should it be? Let's do pi times 3/2. Actually, no, 3/2 wouldn't work. Hold on. What is 1/2 plus 1/8? Okay. Actually, that should be 1 plus 1/8. Okay, 1.125. Okay, so let's multiply this by 1.125. Okay, so that should work. Okay, let's try it. Hopefully we should get an airplane. So let's do radar objects. And we have something. And it looks like an airplane. Okay, so let's go down there and look. Nothing on the radar. Ooh, I'm being shot at. That's good. There it is. So yeah, we can see it is over there. And there's another airplane. Okay, so it does appear to be working. So now we would also have to check if the number of airplanes spawned is greater than 0. So if airplanes is greater than 0. So then we want to do airplanes minus minus. So that will decrement airplanes. So this will spawn an airplane every 10 seconds, and until it has spawned however many airplanes are equal to the level you're on. So now we should only see one airplane being spawned. Oh, there it is. There it is. There we go. Anyways, so yeah, it's only spawned one enemy, so that was actually really simple. So, whoop. So anyways, now we can do some anti-air. So let's have a Okay, let's have a class. Actually, this should probably be up here. And I think the airbase should inherit from anti-air. Hold on. Okay, that should be extend. There we go. So let's do a constructor. Then this should have an x and y. And we would want to call super here. And instead of defining an x and y here, we pass in this number and this number. Then we don't need these, so we're about to define them here. So this dot x equals x, this dot y equals y. So then we need some sort of show function. At least, actually I don't think we need a show function. Actually, hold on, I need to look something up. I kind of want to know how this works. Well, I have another idea anyways. Let's just give this a show function. And instead of a show function, this will be, what do we call this? Show airbase. So we'll just have, I think we can do a try catch block. Try catch. So what this will do is, if there's an error in the try block, then it will run the catch code. So I can do sort of like an if statement, an if-else statement, except the if statement is if there's an error in the code. Anyways, so we can try show airbase, but if show airbase doesn't exist, then we can do the drawing code for the anti-air thing. And speaking of drawing code for the anti-air thing, we need some sort of graphics for the anti-air thing. So, into Inkscape. And also into music. There we go. I'm just gonna mute myself. Okay, so now I need some sort of land version of an anti-air ship. So, anti-air. Just going to look that up. Okay, I think I'll go with some sort of tank style. Oh my goodness, I forgot to switch to the thing I was drawing. This is what I have so far. Okay, so I've made some icons and stuff. So first of all, I need to delete this drawing one. Okay. Now I need to load them in. So let's go here. Anti-air ship is a new. Let's just do that and anti-air tank and anti-air gun. And these are all new images. Then we can do assets dot anti-air ship and anti-air tank and anti-air gun. No. Have an SRC of this one is anti-air ship dot SVG. This one is anti-air tank dot SVG. And this one is anti-air gun dot SVG. The reason I have a separate thing for a gun is because then I would be able to show where the gun is pointing towards. So then, let's just go down. Actually, we need to copy this. And then, where is it? Then paste it in here. Okay. Okay, so we'd also have to tell if this is on ocean or not. So then we can do this dot ocean equals ocean. So then we can say if this dot ocean, then we draw the anti-air ship. Otherwise, we draw the anti-air tank. Then we would need to draw the gun, so then we would do anti-air gun. Then for this, we'll just set the rotation to 0 and 0. And for now, let's just have this point towards, have the gun point towards the player. So atan2 of player.x minus this dot x. Wait, no, this should be y. For some reason, the atan2 function has the x and y backwards. It's weird. Anyways, so then it's player.x minus this dot x. So now the gun should point towards the player. Then we would also need to add one to the screen. So let's go to this and Okay, this. Then we would do we need a list of air bases. Or I guess anti-air. Then we can do anti-air dot push a new anti-air, and then this will be at a random x and y. So math dot random times terrain width, and math dot random times math.random times terrain height. Okay, so now I need to tell whether it's in the ocean or not. Actually, we would need to, I think instead of having a random position, we can change that later, but for now we can just have a constant location. Just do it at 500, 500. And then we'll just copy this code, and instead of this, we'll just have 500 and 500. Okay. So it looks like there's something wrong. Probably need another one of these. Okay. So now we can do for let I equals anti-air dot length I is greater than or equal to 0 and I minus minus. Then we can do anti-air index I dot show. Hold on, where am I drawing the enemies? Okay. So I believe I'd actually have to do if this, no. Then anti-air dot splice I and 1. So then if the show function returns anything, then it will remove it from the list of anti-air things. Okay, let's try this. And it's broken. Anti-air index size undefined. Okay, let's just close this. Then this should be anti-air dot length minus 1. Why isn't it closing? Okay, there we go. So now let's go back. And there it is. Huh. And it looks like it's pointing 90 degrees away from the player. So that's not what it's supposed to be doing. Let's try and fix this. maybe I have these backwards. So this dot y minus player dot y, and this dot x minus player dot x. Okay, now it's 90. Now it's going 90 degrees the other way. That's not good. Let's just try subtracting pi over 2. And it's exactly the same. Oh, I know. You'd have to subtract it inside the rotate. There we go. Now we're being aimed at. That's nice. So, anyways. Now what we'd have to do is use the radar to see if the airbase can see us. So let's just steal some of the code from the come on. So steal this. And paste this here. Actually, we should do this dot interval equals this. And we should do the same for the enemy. Come on. Then this dot interval equals the set interval. So then what we can do is, if we return remove, we would want to do clear interval and then this dot interval. What that would do is make it so it will stop asking for radar information when it no longer exists. So anyways, wait, where is it? Did I copy this here? I need to copy this here. This is going to get confusing. Anyways. So the anti-air doesn't have an ID, which is interesting. And will probably make this a little tricky. So for the ID, let's just set it to 0. And for the name, we'll just set anti-air. Then in the sketch.js, you need to find where it's sending the radar data. And actually, we probably should give these IDs. So let's give this an ID of ID, and then do ID plus plus. And then have it ask for an ID, and then do this dot ID equals ID. But also, whenever actually, hold on. Okay, never mind. I was going to say I might have forgotten to increment the ID when I push a new enemy, but I don't have to do that. So anyways, let's just give this an ID and do ID plus plus. So we don't have to increment the ID here. And then for the ID, we'll say this dot ID. Then we can say if message dot data index 8 equals anti-air, then we'll do that. Otherwise, we'll do this. Wait, no. Hold on. Okay. So then we can copy this, and instead of radar objects, we do anti-air. Then, in the anti-air, we need a way to receive radar information. So you need get radar data, then data and name. So then we would want to copy the code from the enemy. Okay. And this should probably be called radar data instead of just data. Then we can do if the maximum is greater than some number, we can set this dot r equal to this value, then we can just do this dot r, and we can set this dot r equal to 0. Okay, so let's try it. Okay, get radar value is not a function. Okay, so this function here should be called get radar value. So let's reload. Okay. And we're being aimed at, so that is good. However, if we go far enough away, then they won't be able to aim at us. Except that far away is kind of far. And I guess that far enough away is now. Okay, so it looks like they're drawing the aircraft carrier as a as not what it's supposed to be. So I believe this should be this .show airbase. The thing with using try catch is you won't see any errors, because it'll just go to the catch block if there's an error in the try block. Okay, there we go. Very good. So anyways, now we need it to actually shoot at us, which should be pretty simple. Let's just have, whenever we get a radar value, let's just steal some shooting code from the enemy AI. Where is it? That's a missile. Okay. So we can steal that and stick it in here. And also get rid of the bullet shot thing. Okay, let's try this. Okay, it's not shooting. So that's not good. Why is it not doing anything? Let's just set this to true. True for testing. Oh, okay. It's shooting the wrong way. So I think we actually had these in the right order before. So player.y minus this.y and player.x minus this.x. And then, when we do the rotation thing, we'd have to add math.py instead. I forgot to switch over to the code. I just switched the order of these things. There we go. Okay, so now, I don't know if you can see this, but the bolts are being shot, like, close to the center. so you can see the bullets on top of the gun, which is a little weird. So we would have to fix this. But how can I do that? I'm not really sure why it isn't doing that already. I'm just gonna try something. Okay, it didn't do anything. At least it didn't seem to. Let's try multiplying this by c dot width over 32. And c dot width. I can't type today. Over 32. Okay, that's definitely better. But still not really what we want. It seems to be shooting from a bit away from the gun, which isn't very good. So let's try making this number a little bit bigger. Maybe 40. Okay, yeah, that's definitely better. Let's try making it just a little bit bigger. Okay, that seems pretty good to me. Okay, so now when we do an explosion, we would want to concatenate the player, airbase, and also anti-air stuff. So that means we need a damage function, damage and amount. Then I guess we can just steal this from the radar object code. Or I guess just steal all of this. And then paste it down here. Okay. So now you should be able to shoot it, except we would have to do if this dot to remove, then we would want to return any string, or any value, and then we would want to clear the interval. So clear interval this dot interval. Okay, now we should be able to shoot it. So let's try it. Let's go down here. Okay, it seems to be shooting my missiles, which is a little weird, but okay, got one hit on it. Wait a minute, there isn't a health thing. So you need to give this thing some health. Let's give it this dot health equals, say, 50. Okay, let's go down. Ah. Come on. Ah, it keeps shooting my missile. And it did die. Okay. Let's just look up anti-air. And the health is still 50. That's not okay. Why is this messed up? Okay, I'm gonna have a console.log when it takes damage. Okay. Okay, let's get up pretty close. And it didn't log anything. Oh goodness. Why didn't it work? So how's the correct name? If I was to just call damage directly. Oh, I know. Wait. Oh, never mind. Okay, let's just do damage 100. And it took damage. Okay. Oh, okay. Now I get it. Anti-air is an array in itself. So we need to call concatenate again instead of sticking it in this array. So now this should work. There we go. Very good. Okay, I died. Anyways, that means we can, where is it? That means we can check this off, and this, and this. So anyways, I think this is a good time to stop, and I think the next episode will be the last one until I take a break to make the sound effects and music.